What's up, guys? This is Audi C7 owners. I'm Cameron, and I've got a cool video for you guys. Jackal Motorsports is releasing their new user interface software, which is the software you use to upload your tunes for your vehicle. And they asked me to do a walkthrough so that you guys can look at this, see what it's all about, what the big changes are, how to use everything, and we'll talk about some future updates coming down the road you guys might have questions about. So I've got a screen recording of my computer going on right here, and I'm going to move over to this. I'm going to go ahead and double click on the new icon there. It's the black one. That white one there is the beta software, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But we're going to let this load up. We'll move the screen over. Fair warning, my computer is very old here, and I literally just use it for car stuff, so it might be a little bit slow. But first thing you're going to see every time you close and open the program is the login screen, and you're going to put your username and password in, or your email and your password, whatever you use. Nothing there is changing. It should be the same as your original Jackal Motorsport software. The really cool feature here that I'm really stoked about is this thing here, the Remember Me function. I hated having to type in my password all the time, so I'm really stoked about that. But you're going to just go ahead and put that in, hit continue, and it brings you to the home page. Now, the car is connected and everything, but it's going to look like this whether you're connected or not. But my car is on without running, obviously, and I've got it connected to the computer. We're going to start down here with Toolkit. We're going to go over some cool stuff down here. So it's going to bring up this window, and this big screen here is what's going to show you what happens every time you choose something. So you're going to click this drop-down menu, and it's going to have all these things down here that you can do with one-click adaptations, one-click throttle body resets, things like that. You can read your codes, you can clear your codes, so you would read them. By clicking this, you'd hit start routine. It'll find the codes and display them here. I don't know if I have any, so we'll hit start, see what it says. All right, no codes, that's good. Always a fun thing there. Then we're gonna hit the drop-down menu again. If there were codes, we go to clear DTC and hit start routine, and it's gonna go through and it's gonna clear it. And you can see reading DTCs, clear store DTCs. So that's how you do all this. Everything is just one click, start routine, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna head back to the main menu here. Go back to data logging. Now this is cool. If you've got the normal flasher does not have a data logger on it. If you've needed a data log for Jackal, they've asked you for one, they would send you their beta data logger, which is that white icon you can see right over here on my screen. And it works great. It's one of the best data loggers there is. It's like basically VCDS in terms of how powerful it is and how many parameters you can data log. So we're gonna go ahead and click this button. The data logger is now part of the new UI, and this is a screen you're going to see whenever you get to your data logger. You got a lot of different buttons up here that you can change, and one thing I want to tell you just being on this, there will be some updates from what you're seeing on my video. We've already even talked about this button here. We're going to rename that one to something different, and I'll talk about that in a little bit and explain why. But first thing you're going to do is you're going to click this button where the little cord is with the X says disconnected. Once your car is on, you're going to hit this, and it'll even tell you once you do this. It should tell you, make sure your car is on, but the power is not on, but mine is already on. So it's connected now. You got the green check mark showing that it is connected, and it automatically pulled up the parameters that Tony wants to see from your vehicle for your engine. And what's cool about this is not only do you see all the parameters and the coding that, you'll see on your data logs, but it's going to have a description of what everything is. So it says PDT measure. That's the measured pressure downstream from your throttle body. You don't know what TIA is? It tells you. Intake air temperature. That's a huge thing that we pay attention to with these vehicles. So that's really cool. So after that, you can just hit this button to start data logging if you want. But one really, really cool thing is this button here. It says start capturing. We're going to rename that to live data because that's what it really does. It's just going to show you live data from the vehicle without recording anything. So if we press that, you should see into the value section, a bunch of numbers come up. Now my car's off, so we're not getting stuff from a whole lot of things other than whatever it can read with the vehicle actually with the ignition turned off. But you can see all these things. And here's why this is important. I've got a CAN sensor. A lot of you guys have P3 gauges that shows us live data while we're driving around so we can monitor the health of the car. My CAN sensor is set to tell me my IATs or my TIAs, intake air temperatures. It tells me my oil fluid temperature, and it tells me my transmission fluid temperature. And I can monitor those. I monitor them all day long to make sure everything's doing well. When I'm out doing data logs and I have my Jackal dongle plugged into my OBD2 port, I can't use my CAN sensor. So I can't actually see what the values are in between data logs. And that makes it difficult to know when it's safe to start another run. So I've been asking Tony for this for a long time, and I got it now, and I'm really happy. So in between runs, when I'm not actually data logging, I can go through this and I can find my IATs. Right now it's showing 19.5 Celsius. If I did a data log, they might have gone up 30 degrees Celsius, and I need those to come back down before it's safe to start another one. So I can see that real time while driving around cooling off the vehicle without actually having to unplug the dongle, plug in my CAN sensor, or just guess. So super happy about that. So to start a data log, you're just going to hit this button. You're going to hit Start Data Log. And the first thing it's going to do, it's going to bring up where you want to save your data log to. Now, this might change. You might automatically go to a folder that's associated with the program, but you can see I've done some test ones here. This is your file name. Don't mess with the file name. That gives Tony information in regards to time and date of when your data log was taken. Just leave it as is, even if it looks confusing to you. Find out where you want to save it. You hit the Save button, and as soon as you hit Save, you are now recording data. This is your data log. You would do whatever Tony told you to do or whatever you want to do to try and capture whatever it is you're trying to figure out, or you just want to see in a graph. When you're done, you come up here, you hit the Stop Logging button, and that's it. You're done. You can also hit Stop Capturing if you want to end the live data. But other than that, you don't really need to do anything else. There's some other settings in here, but I don't advise you messing around with them unless Tony specifically asks you to, okay? So for now, this is all you guys need to know. We're going to hit back. We're going to go back to this home page, and we're going to go to what is the biggest change, and that's programming. This is really, really cool. So I haven't used this program to actually flash anything yet, but if I did, it would tell me all the information from the last time I flashed it, which for those of you that are dealers, that's going to be really cool. When you get a car that you haven't worked on in a while, you bring it up, you plug it in, it's going to show you, okay, this was flashed last. And it's also going to tell you the engine that it has, the transmission it has, and it's going to also tell you what transmission tune was flashed last as well. So you got engine, last flash tune, transmission, last flash tune, and it should also populate the VIN number. So we're going to start with the engine, and to be honest, it's the same thing for the engine and the transmission. There's not really a big difference between the two, but we'll start here and go into the engine. You'll have discovery. It's going to ask you to power up the ignition, but don't actually start the engine, which that's what my car is right now. We hit OK. And it's going to bring up your information. This is what verifies you as a customer. I should hopefully have my phone number blurred out here so that you guys can't mess with me. My email's public, so not really worried about that. But we're going to hit confirm. And here's where you start to pick your tune. And you can see this little pop-up, customer's been updated. That's just that information verifying it. So we're going to click this down, and you're going to have some different options. This is the first thing, your binary. This is basically what subset are you trying to get into. Production is basically your daily driver, your road car. If you have catalytic converters, that's your production files. You would click on production. Then you would come in here and you would click your calibrations. And you can see there's a bunch of different files, and it has the last updated time, and that updated shows the last time that file was updated. You would go through, click on it. Now there's a ton in here, and I don't think these are going to be in there because there's something cool that we're going to have to show you here in a bit that won't need all these files. You should only have a few different files. We're going to back out of that. I'm going to change that from production. I'm going to click on mine. I've got an AM tune built engines. It's got different compression ratios, so I have to have full custom files. So I'm going to click on that here. And under here, I'm going to hit my 93 file. I have an E40 file ready. Excuse me. I've never ran E40. Super stoked to do that, but I don't have the gas in there now. But I'm going to hit the 93 file, which is what I'm currently on. And then we're going to hit next. Once you're in here, you've got your patch selection. This is the thing that Tony's been working on the most. So you're going to pick whatever gas file you want for your vehicle, and then you add in all the extra stuff here. You are finally getting burbles. Much to my disappointment, they caved to you guys. You guys wanted the annoying burble tunes, and they're giving them to you, so you put that on. Off-road patch. Off-road is for the vehicle not having catalytic converters, and that's your off-road vehicles only, obviously. My car's got headers, and so yeah, that's what you're going to have for that. Obviously, Jackal turns all their safeties off, and now they give you the option. You can turn all the safeties off by clicking this, or you can leave them on. Yeah, according to some others in the community, that's a real thing that you guys are definitely going to see in your software. Just kidding. You're not going to see that. Upgraded high pressure fuel pump. We have that. We click that if you've got that. You got your upgraded throttle body patch. So all those little things when it comes, like if you pick the 93 dual pulley file, you don't have to find the line that says 93 dual pulley, high pressure fuel pump, throttle body, blah, 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 whatever. You're going to go in here and you're going to select the patch that you want added to those files. And this is going to make it a lot easier for you guys to process these tunes and get them uploaded to your car. Once you click everything, you hit next. And it's going to show you everything. This is basically your verification pre-programmed summary page where you're like, Okay, I'm going to go through here. That's me. That's the tune I want. And these are all the upgrades to that tune: burble patch, off-road patch, no safeties, upgraded high pressure fuel pump, and the upgraded throttle body. And then you would hit next and it would start to program. And then just like the original programmer, you'll have that box that comes up and it's going to show you everything that's happening, the sections that it's programming. Eventually it'll likely tell you to turn everything off and then back on. And no matter what, at the very end, it should say programming complete or something like that, something complete. And if you see that, then you have completed the program and you're done and you're ready to go drive your car. I'm just going to back out of here because I don't need to actually upload anything. And what we're going to do, we're going to go all the way back to the transmission. And it's the exact same thing. It's going to go through discovery, just like it did with the engine. Verify basically you are a customer. You do have to input all 4 points of data to verify you're a customer. And then once it populates, you hit confirm. You're going to pick your binary for your transmission tune. You pick which transmission tune you want. I'm running the spicy sauce one. You hit next. You got the pre-programmed summary once again. You hit next and it starts to flash, and the same exact process as the engine tune. So that's the huge update in terms of how you're going to upload tunes to your vehicle. Super stoked about that. Other than that, there's nothing else in here. It could change a bunch in the first week. We don't know, but what they've asked me to do is get this uploaded for you guys to check it out. I think they should be releasing it maybe the day after this gets released. Either way, it's going to get released very soon. Right now for PCs only. He said once this comes out, there will be almost an immediate iOS release, so for your Apple products, which is great that they're doing that instead of just forcing all you Apple fanboys to figure out a way around it. And I already asked him. I said, they're going to ask me about mobile flashing, Tony. What do you want me to tell them? And he said, we're going to focus on the PC release. We're going to focus on the iOS release for Apple products. And then in the coming months, we're going to be working on the mobile flash. So that is still coming. I know you guys want it. It's on the way. But huge shout out to Tony for getting this done. This is super awesome. It's really well polished. It looks great. It's easy to use. There's a couple little things I'm sure you guys are going to see updates on. I noticed a couple spelling issues, which no big deal. Nothing that would confuse you guys that he'll just have to go in and fix. But you're going to see those updates. So as you open this up, it might have like a bar that comes up and says, hey, we have to update this. Go ahead and do that update. But if you guys would, please let me know what you like about this stuff as you start to use it, as this comes out. Leave it in the comments. Tell Tony and Matt what you like about this software, what you want to see improved about this software. If you have issues of this software, if you have really big issues, send them an email. But anything like that, they want feedback. They're going to be reading the comments of this video. So please leave your feedback in the comments so they can see it, because that's what's going to bring you guys a better product. Your comments on the feedback for this software is going to get him to change things to better suit you and your usage for this. I would also suggest put in what kind of vehicle you have, just so that they can see that. Maybe help them narrow it down what they're looking for in terms of trying to patch things on the software. But yeah, if you have questions, leave them below. Subscribe to the channel if you find this helpful. If you like the content you see here, if you want to become a member to get some extra perks, let me know and I'll tell you how to do that. That helps the channel out as well. But we're going to wrap this up and I'll see you guys in the next video.